obviously a point at the weekend against Hamilton. I mean, how was that game in terms of conceding a late goal, and what's like the reaction been like this week?
Obviously conceding a late goal, it feels like a bit of a defeat, but when you sit in the cold light of day, a point was deserved for both sides. Both they had chances, we had chances, but when you lose it that late, then it's a sore one to take. But there's no ground being lost on Hamilton, and obviously we picked up another point on St Mirren. So from that point of view, then it's not been a disastrous day. And we move on to the next game. The games are coming thick and fast, and we've got Kilmarnock at home, a really good team who have I would class a lot of 7 out of 10. In terms of their performance, their players are very consistent, and exactly what we want to become. They,
of course, were beaten at home by Hearts last week. I mean, that might have raised a few eyebrows because the form that Kilmarnock are in. I mean, do you maybe think that they could bounce back and they'll be fired up for the next game?
Oh, they'll certainly be fired up, and it's not too often that they lose 2 or 3 games on the trot, so we know we're in for a tough night. I think they've lost a couple of players. Brophy was missing the other night, and obviously Greg Stewart's left too. They two have been so strong for them in the first half of the season, so they've changed the system a couple of times as well. Obviously we haven't been a wee bit lighter up front. So no, I still know what we're facing. We're facing a dangerous side who have a lot of solid players in it, very good in the wider areas. Both fullbacks like to flood forward, and 2 very clever wingers as well.
And how do you feel kind of looking on to the rest of the season? Because of course the transfer window's shut. You've brought in a number of players. A number of players have left. I mean, how does I suppose the atmosphere feel around Dundee? I mean, is it kind of like a different environment now with all the new arrivals?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the dressing room is in a good place. The new boys have been welcomed in, and it's a matter of just getting them to gel as quickly as possible. They've only been here a few days, but what we've seen has been encouraging signs so far, and it's up to us now to go and take that into games and make sure that we put on positive performances. There'll be up and downs along the way, but it's about making sure you stay positive, and you stay focused on what the goal is, and that's to make sure that we finish above St Mirren and Hamilton.
And when you do look at the table, it kind of does seem like a real dogfight between those 3 teams. I mean, how do you approach game? Is it maybe, do you keep an eye on the likes of what St Mirren and Hamilton do?
I'd love to say no, but of course you do. Of course you do. But ultimately you need to worry about your own stuff. And it will not be what they do, whether we stay in the league or not. It's about what we do, and we've got to make sure, as I say, that we're picking up more points than what they do until the end of the season.